want to bring in Charlie Kirk now, the author of the new book, Right Wing Revolution, and one of the smartest young people in this country. Charlie, it's good to have you back on the show. I want to ask you the same question I gave to the governor. Facing these horrific poll numbers, you've got Joe Biden seeming to go further left on immigration. What's your explanation of that?
You know, you wonder if he's actually running to be the nominee. And you have to wonder that if you were trying to do radical stuff out of harmony with the voters, do you have some sort of plan that you're going to step aside, do the most radical stuff, and then kind of just no longer be the nominee? I don't know. That's just speculation. However, it is a theme, and it's a suspicious theme. Joe Biden's poll numbers are abysmal right now, down 18 points in Iowa, according to the latest poll. And yet Joe Biden keeps on doing things that are so radical, so out of the mainstream of this country, from Title IX to his immigration policies to the trans stuff. What he has been doing in this country has no resonance with voters. In fact, it is further disenfranchising voters. And it surely seems as if Joe Biden is playing a longer-term plan to destroy the country instead of actually trying to communicate with swing voters in these necessary states. It's something I talk about in my book, Right Wing Revolution, which is how the Democrats have been more and more concerned about pandering to ideological abstractions from the elites rather than everyday concerns from voters in this country.
The disconnect, you know, it's terrifying, and it reminds you of the disconnect that you see in countries where there really isn't, there really isn't a free choice for the power, right? For where the power is a perpetual. What the people want, what the people think doesn't really matter anymore. You see moves like this that are just, they have no regard for the populace of the country that they're supposed to represent. And that's what's so scary to me. When you watch the power begin to just ignore the sensible things that people want, you wonder how much longer do you have a country where we actually get a choice in who runs this thing?
That's a very smart point. We talk about this in the book. What is the form and the structure of government that we have? You know, we're told that it's a democracy when in reality it should be a republic. But in actuality, we argue that it's an oligarchy, that we have a small group of powerful people that are disconnected with the wants and the needs and the concerns of the everyday American that truly don't even care. In fact, they have disgust for the American people. They'll keep on sending money to Ukraine, even though it's not popular. They'll keep the border open despite us being invaded. They'll do the Title IX stuff and allow men in women's locker rooms and men in female sports. And it's because their incentive structure is they don't care about public opinion or popular opinion. Instead, they care about whether or not the graft continues and if the Kingdom of Washington, D.C. is protected. This election, and we detail it in this book in high specificity, is going to be about what is the form and the structure of the United States government. Do we want to go towards a representative government, consent of the governed, one where the people are put first and we the people are sovereign, or the oligarchy is protected, the one of the Bidens and the Pelosi's and the Schumers and the Obamas? That is what is on the ballot this November. We detail it in the book to a great extent. And I want to live in a constitutional republic, not an oligarchic dictatorship.
And just an indication of how much power I think the people in this country have lost is clearly shown in the fact that they can decimate so much of the things that Americans actually love about this country and want for this country and lose virtually. I mean, this is still a tight election. I mean, it makes no sense that you can do what they've done for the last several years and still have a close election. It's an indication of just how much control they have over the minds of the people, whether that be through the media, through tech, whatever it is. They've built a machine that's going to be very, very hard to continue to avoid its grasp. I mean, we're still pushing it off, but I really worry with the road we're going down the next 5-10 years.
They have an apparatus, and they have built a Leviathan. And praise God, we have Donald Trump and the movement. And for everyone in your audience that is part of that movement, we must register new voters. We talk about in the book the need to ballot chase, the need to register new voters, engage in early voting, secure our elections, understand how the Democrats have operated. And it's also going to require an attitude shift and a mindset shift. and also to disconnect from major corporations, Rob. And, this is very important that we can't keep on giving all of our money to Amazon and these big corporations, which is why we're doing this book launch. I encourage everyone to go to 45books.com to get the book instead of going to Amazon. Let's go straight to the publisher. Jeff Bezos doesn't need your money anymore. And so the citizens must rise. We talk about in the right-wing revolution. Here's the good news, Rob, is that we're seeing it all across the Western world. We're seeing it in Germany. We're seeing it in France. We're seeing it in the Netherlands. We're seeing it in Belgium. We've seen it in Argentina, El Salvador. The people of the West are ready to resist cheap money and mass migration and this trans zealotry. November is coming, and we lay out the blueprint in right-wing revolution.
Really good stuff. Charlie Kirk, Right Wing Revolution. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.